Okay, so I've just tasted the pasta. It's a little bit hard. Maybe it needs 1 or 2 more minutes. One thing I should mention is that the sauce I'm doing is an amount of sauce for one tomato, 1 cipollini onion, 1 clove of garlic. The amount of pasta I'm doing is maybe for 2 or 3. So if you want to add more sauce, add more. I'm just using that because the ratios of the water and whatever is just easier that way, and I just wanted to demonstrate the ratio idea. Another thing, kitchen scale. Great to have. It's my second most used thing in the kitchen after, well, not true. Meat thermometer, number 1. You're never going to overcook or undercook your meat with a meat thermometer. Kitchen twine is awesome, and with that comes cheesecloth, which is great for tying stuff together, and a lot of different things I do. But kitchen scale is great, and this is just a cheap one, an analog one, not digital. You can get fancy ones that measure it down to 1/10 of a gram. I can't afford that on a student budget. So anyway, I think now our pasta's done, but I'm just going to check it. So that pasta is done. Now, here's where we come in. Another crazy idea that people do. They strain their pasta bone dry. All that cooking water goes away. Well, we're not going to do that, because what that cooking water has in it is starch. And what the starch will help to do, just a little bit, we're going to reserve a small amount and then pour it into the sauce. Because what that starch will do, it will help stick the pasta to the sauce. And that's a really key component of great pasta dishes. Having the sauce stick to the pasta. Okay, so I'm going to drain the pasta. Okay, so I'm back with the strained pasta. I'm going to take about 100 grams of it and put it into the sauce, because that's what we had agreed upon earlier before I went and made crazy decisions. Okay, why am I putting it into the sauce? See? Why am I putting it into the sauce? Well, after the pasta is done cooking, it still can absorb up to 30% of its initial weight. And what it's going to be doing is absorbing 30% of its initial weight in the flavor of the sauce. And what you also want to do, is you want to season a little bit with some more salt. Mix it around. And just chill out for a bit. It's just relax. No big deal. What I like to do, maybe I can see that it needs a little bit more liquid. I don't want it swimming, but a little bit more liquid. I'm just going to stick it back on the heat 30 seconds. I'm going to take out that garlic afterwards. Okay, so we're back. Took out the garlic already, and the sauce is still just, the pasta is still just absorbing sauce. And that's what we want. We want to just absorb sauce. I'm going to leave it alone for a second. Just put it to the side. And I'm going to chop up some basil. And I've washed this basil, and now I'm just going to, 2 basil leaves, do a chiffonade cut, which is just basically slicing it thinly into batons. You want a sharp knife, or else you're going to bruise the basil and you'll lose all the aromatic qualities of the basil. So what I'm going to do is just going to reserve that. I'm going to want to taste the pasta to make sure that the seasoning is correct. Let's taste. Yeah. The salt is right on. So what we do, get our bowl, just put it in. I mean, you can be fancy, but I'm not serving anyone but myself right now. Then just put the basil. And you know why this sauce is great? Because you can add tons of things. I mean, I know that what I did, let's see here, see? That looks pretty good, eh? I know that what I did, I just added tomatoes, onions, garlic, some basil. But you know what? You can add olives, capers, what other things? Anchovies are great. But I mean, this pasta is pretty darn good. Yeah, you could eat that all day. Anyway, Thank you, and see you later.